and over again.
It is fun, definitely.
All right, here we go.
Okay.
Howdy, everybody. Welcome to Step into the Portal. My name is the Brandt. Happy Sunday to everybody. This is September 25th, and I'm excited to be joined by a friend, Eric. Eric, how are you?
Hello. Hi. I'm doing great. Thanks.
Can you hear me? Oh, you can. Okay, perfect. I wasn't sure if there was a delay there. Yeah, Eric, we've met at Con of Heroes. We played together on Marvel Champions Playtime, and you were great about finding me at Gen Con, which I totally appreciated because I was working a booth in lots of places and we got a chance to meet up. So how is it going?
It's great. Very, very excited, especially for the debut of Mutant Genesis this week. So unfortunately, I'm not playing I'm not playing as any of the X-Men heroes. But fortunately, I think the brand is going to tease us with the Sentinels today.
Yeah, and Colossus. I'm going to throw down Colossus too.
Nice. So I
haven't played Shadowcat.
Okay.
Oh, go ahead. We have a
no.
Little
I was going to say I'm going to do Penny Parker in her spider suit, throwing down some aggression.
Awesome, which is great because I really honestly didn't explore her too much. She's one of those characters I probably played 5 times and then moved on, whatever it was. And not in a, I don't like her, just I think people were always playing her when I was doing other things, so it was a little different. You got one behind you.
Yes.
Nice. All right. It's nice to see this live for a change. We'd probably have people in other places or because it's a Sunday. Hello, Brombe. Hello, Black Dog. Hello, Akneth. Hello, Silverthorn. Hello, Rich. Hello. Everyone says hi. They're excited to play. So, Eric, you've been playing this pretty much since the start, right?
Yeah, I got into it really at the beginning of COVID. That I bought it when it came out that November in 2019, but really didn't get it to the table till maybe March of 2020. And just went bananas and then met up with you I think through the Facebook groups and Steve. Yep. Beat the game, and we're playing online together a lot. And I'm probably nowhere near your numbers, but I think at this point I've clocked in well over 300 games.
There you go.
Of it.
Yeah, my numbers are dumb, but it's all because of those speed runs and practicing the speed runs. So it's like people say, oh, how did you play whatever 3,000 times? It's like, well, because I played with Star-Lord against a campaign like 10 times before I filmed it. So it was 50 games and then I filmed it. It's, you know what I mean? So it's like 55 games just doing that. And they are all 3-minute games. So it's a little different from thinking about the game lasting 45 minutes and playing 300 times, which is a lot. Because I think I know you're like me. You're like a board gamer. Like sticking to one game is abnormal for us sometimes.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Because I look at my collection. I have probably 200-300 games in the other room, and I keep going back to Marvel Champions. And all these other games are like, play me, but I'm like, but I want to try out this new hero. Yeah.
So what I was saying is I have not really tried Shadowcat or Colossus in leadership or justice because I don't have X-Men leadership or justice cards because they come in Cyclops and Phoenix. So I've kind of avoided them, but I came up with an idea for Colossus, which is why you were going to play Justice. And then I said, let's switch. So I have no idea if it's going to work, but I'm going to try because Colossus has cards that ready him in his kit. I'm going to try to get his thwart up really high and kind of like Rocket, use his cards to ready him and see if by readying him and exhausting a whole bunch to remove threat. And then obviously when it's time to deal damage, I'll do the same to just deal damage. And then I'm using limitless stamina, the SPDR card that can be used, and then I have a lot of meditations. So I figure I'll take advantage of flipping down, and so he only has 1 3-cost card in his kit, but I added in all 3-cost cards so that I could try to play that. And 3 is a nice number with a 4-hand size hero because I can pitch it and the cards I drew to play it. There's not a turn where I'm not able to do that. So that's the idea I'm going to try for. So if threat is not getting removed, my friend, part of it's going to be on you to help me out if this deck doesn't work. So we'll see how it goes.
Cool. Yeah.
I'm going to go down to the table here.
Sounds good. Yeah, I did not bake in too many threat removal cards that come with the aggression packs, but
No worries.
fortunately, her main hero, she's pretty good with some threat removal, especially as her. I think what the host spider allows you to ready her, so then she could threat again or
Right.
thwart again. Yeah.
Yep, for sure. Yeah, no, definitely. Your natural two
Yep.
will be a big help. We do start with piles of threat on the board.
All right, I'm
Here,
gonna
and I'll let you get your
flip
camera
down as well.
arranged.
Yeah. So
Look at that beautiful mat.
yeah, so for those who are not familiar with this mat that you see, this is compliments of our friend Logan, who a lot of us met up with at Con of Heroes, and he is awesome in terms of designing pretty much his own mats. The art he finds online, and then you have to print it yourself. But there are plenty of companies out there to do the big mats like this one that I have. You have to go overseas really to kind of get the quality that you want. But this is a specific mat that was made up for the Sinister Motives campaign box. And I think Logan has made all the files available online on his Dropbox. And then I see, Brandt's showing off his rocket mat that Logan made.
There you go. Yeah, this is the one that Logan made and gave me at the Con of Heroes, which obviously I love Rocket. I was thinking, everybody's like, well, who are you going to do the Mutant Genesis campaign with next? And I'm like, I got to do it with Rocket, right? So maybe I'll take like Phoenix and Rocket through it or something so that I can use one of the newer X-Men. But I haven't done it. I'd love to do Captain Marvel and Rocket. Those are like my two favorite heroes. So
yeah, I remember I did your speed campaign with Captain Marvel Justice through the Red Skull box and like 13, 15 turns, something like that. It was a fun trip.
I made a believer out of a lot of people with that speed run thing. But I've been a little saddened that it hasn't caught on as much with people, but it definitely has a niche in that you're not really playing the game for the joy of playing your cards. You're just playing cards as fast as you can. And so I can understand it. Like, well, I want to play this really fun card. No, it's not efficient.
Yeah.
So there's that. Hello, Brian is here. Brian, are you home yet? Or are you traveling home? I don't know which. Mark is here. Hello, Mr. L. Wow, it looks fantastic. Really like the Sinister Six mat. There you go. Yeah, they're really cool. I'm kicking myself for not getting the Mutant Genesis one for that stream. It would have been really fun. So, all right, let's play. What do you say?
Awesome. Yeah. So I've, you can see I've dealt out my hand. I've already gone through my mulligan, and I think pretty much my first turn is getting that host spider onto the board. But I'm ready to roll.
All right. I am going to pitch these events. All right. So let me tell you about this scenario. Let me tell everyone. Ooh, there's my suit. Do I dare? So what happens in this scenario is the Sentinels are attacking and they are trying to capture mutants at the mall. So we've got this scenario in play that if we defeat it, we flip it over and we capture a certain mutant who became an X-Men in the first episode of the TV show.
Yep.
We also get a Sentinel, so it's Jubilee there. If we defeat this abduction protocols, kind of like in the Taskmaster scenario, we get one of these allies to put into play.
Cool.
This Operation Zero Tolerance will collect any allies that die from blocking. So if they die from blocking damage from the villain's attack, then they will go under here. Actually, any enemy, if any enemy attacks. So you were asking me, should I not play allies? Well, allies are fine. You just can't chump block, basically, right?
Yeah.
Is the idea. And then this, every time it gets to 10 threat, it will remove 10 threat, and the first player has to put a card face down under there. If we get 5 cards under here, we lose, and we cannot remove this in the scenario. So threat control is vital. All right.
Sounds good.
So that is the idea. We don't have the opportunity to get Magneto. That is in the campaign version of this.
Sure.
The Sentinel starts with tough. He is a 2/2 with 16 health per player, so 32. And the when revealed effect has already happened, abduction protocol, so there's nothing else for us to do. And I have put you as the first player.
Okay, awesome. All right. Well, I think the first thing I'm going to do is exhaust my suit so I can draw 2 more cards. Nice. Okay, I got an all systems go. That helps. So let me flip up. And I'm going to use my suit to get out, that'll be 1, 2, 3 to get out my host spider. And then, oh, actually, if you need me to do some threat removal, I can hang on to that rapid deployment. That will help. So let me do that. So my suit and these 2 cards get out my host spider. Then I'm going to pitch this to play all systems go, where I can either search my deck or I can and bring in another interface upgrade, add it to my hand. But I think what I'm going to do is instead use that, actually hang on to this card, bring out the all systems go. That lets me ready both of these. And then I'm going to use the host spider to ready my suit. I will thwart for 2.
Okay.
And then I will use this one and this one to play rapid deployment, which is remove 3 threat from a scheme. If you played this card using a resource generated by her suit's ability, which I did, remove 3 more threat from a scheme. So it could be 6
Nice.
total or 3 and 3.
We'll pop this abduction protocols. I didn't actually think about this. I don't know if you have some allies that you can use. I should have actually
Oh, that's okay. I can grab the those Taskmaster allies.
Yeah, we can put him in front of you. So you got Richter here.
Okay.
He's a 1/1 with 3 health, and after he attacks and damages a villain, after he attacks, then he deals a damage to the villain and every minion in front of you.
Oh, nice. Okay. Okay. Sweet. All right. That will complete my turn. Oh, and knowing that we wanted to try to keep our minions healthy, I did put in a couple of first aids in my deck as well. That way we can heal up our minions if necessary.
That is a good idea.
Yep. No, I'm sorry, not our minions, our allies.
I do know that you. I do know that you know. I was just clarifying for people so they didn't get confused.
Yes.
All right. Well, I think that we're gonna have some fun here. Because I think I'm going to play the symbiote suit.
Oh, wow.
Do you want Richter to pop that tough?
He might as well. Yeah. That way we want to start.
He'll pop it, and then after that, he deals 1 damage.
Yep.
I don't think there's a lot of healing in there, but at least get us there. All right. So first, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use energy and strength to play Nick Fury and draw 3 cards.
Sweet.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. All right. Then. Yeah. All right. Then I'm going to use Armor Up to play my studio. And I'm going to go get a card. So I flip until I get one of my cards, which is my muscles. All right. Then I'm going to use meditation to exhaust and get 3 resources. And I think, man, I could put all this out. I hate getting rid of this. This is good. But I'm going to have enough. So I'm going to use that and my muscles to put out symbiote suit. So I go to 24 health.
Nice.
And then I will use Power in All of Us and the X-Jet. Oh, you know what? If I put that out and flip up, then I could spend the X-Jet so that I can keep titanium muscles in my hand. All right. When I flip up, I will do that. Nick Fury is going to remove 2 threat. I'm actually just going to clear the threat here, and we can get this one next turn and get Jubilee. Because we're going to get a Sentinel minion otherwise. We might as well just not deal with him.
Mm-hmm.
All right, there we go. The only thing is Nick Fury can't block here.
Right. Yeah.
right.
So if you let Nick go away on his own, right, without being defeated by an enemy, then does that prevent him from going underneath the side scheme?
Correct. Yep,
Okay.
they have to be defeated by an enemy.
Cool.
Same with these allies, so they're giving you allies that you then can't do it with, but you kind of use yourself to heal and block instead and let the allies do their thing.
Yep.
Well, that's a turn one.
Okay, nice. I'll leave that up there.
We're putting 3 threat on the main scheme. And the Sentinel is going to attack you for 2.
Okay. I think right now I will take that first punch.
Sounds good. 2 plus you are stunned.
Okay.
Now you're just taking it. I will also take the 2. Plus, if targeted for elimination is attached to identity, deal this as a face down boost. It is not, so I just lose my tough. And then we are getting cards. Your card is going to be an abduction protocol, which isn't so bad. We can go get another ally. And mine is going to be advance. So he's going to scheme for 2 plus that same targeted elimination there. Passes to me and Nick Fury's. Oh, wait, hold on. You get an extra card because I'm a meanie.
Oh, that's right, because of your suit.
I got to remember the suit. Yeah. All right. It's another abduction protocols.
Hey, okay.
All right. Good. This is passing to me and Nick Fury is gone.
Thanks,
I did
Nick.
realize I played the X-Jet because I was trying to use X-Men cards, but it's only for someone with the X-Men trait, so I'm kind of hoarding it there. All right. I really like this Iron Will card. We've got to get rid of a bit of threat. So let me go get Jubilee here. So Jubilee comes out, and then I search the encounter deck and discard pile for a Sentinel minion. So I will get this Mark 4, which is a 2/2 with 4 health, and it has guard and patrol. And Jubilee will get passed back and forth between the two of us.
Okay.
All right, so this is where we got to figure out, because I really want to build these cards. All right, 1, 2, but we also have a lot of threat on, which is kind of my job. This Iron Will doesn't help me a bunch. Maybe, do I play this 1, 2, and then use this to ready so that I can remove 3 threat from something? I don't know. Or we could just lose 1 card.
Yeah, I should be able to do a minimum of 2, possibly 4 threat removal or thwarting.
Okay. Well, so Jubilee's effect is you can pay a lightning resource, and she's going to get passed back and forth. She doesn't count towards the ally limit. Her effect is you can pay to have her deal damage, but I think I will just remove a threat here. And then I'm going to flip down. I think I'm being a little greedy, but I think letting 1 card go won't hurt us too bad.
Mm-hmm.
Famous last words.
Right.
So I'm going to shuffle my organic muscles in, and then I'm going to go get one of my cards, which is my armor up. I've done that too. And I'm going to play my muscle. So now I have a lot on the table. Even though we'll lose this one, I think we'll be able to then clear it up after that.
Cool.
All right, your turn.
Sweet. Okay. All right. I will use my pilot to get out my speed metal alloy. So now I can actually defend for 4 if necessary.
Mm-hmm.
And let's do a basic thwart for 2.
Okay.
Okay. Then I'm going to use my host spider to play a Luminous stamina, which will then let me ready. I think I'm going to keep myself stunned for now, so I can. I'll do another 2 thwarting, and then I'm going to use the ally to get out Yarnborn, because I have a couple cards that interact with weapons. But I don't have a resource to use Yarnborn at this time, and besides, I didn't do an attack. But that will complete my turn.
Well, if you want, you could use Richter to clear this and get another ally.
Oh, sure. Okay. Yeah.
All right. So that one's going to go away, and you are going to get Cannonball. So
Nice.
Cannonball is a 1/2 who takes 1, and with 3 health, who takes 1 less consequential after he defeats a minion.
Oh, nice. Okay. All right. So we'll just set him up. So then, so he can defeat.
You want him to put 2 on this, and then he can kill him next turn?
Might as well, I guess.
Perfect.
Cool.
So I realize I have to play that a little for you. You're going to stay flipped up?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, especially now that I can defend for 4, and then I can ready myself using the host spider.
No, for sure. It's perfect.
She's pretty good like that. I see. Let's
setting us up for a little bit of. Oh, I forgot. I also put this card in here. I don't know if it actually works, but I thought since he has all these toughs, a way to use him in health, a good way to use him in justice was to just lose a tough to cancel a whole bunch of threat going on a scheme.
Oh, right. Yeah.
So I assume, because it says you take it as damage instead, it's not a cost you pay. So I think you could just lose a tough to remove all the threat, which is cool. Because like next turn I could flip up, hold this, you can flip down, and when he schemes for 4, I could just cancel it.
Yeah. So
I was just trying to think of ways.
Yeah.
I was trying to think of ways because I don't know. For me, sometimes it's too easy to be like, oh, well, I'll do justice and I'll put in, for justice, and I'll put in lay down the law to flip, and I'll just use these events. It's not very it's fine. It's just not as exciting as trying to explore what that hero can do uniquely,
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Who knows?
Okay, cool.
I could be wrong.
So, all right. So I just
we're adding 2 threat here.
Okay. So I put Hercules in my deck, thinking that he would be my substitute for Wolverine, because I didn't get to print out Wolverine.
Oh.
So I can just leave it as Hercules, or we could, if I get him into play, obviously pay 4, and then on your table you can bring out your Wolverine.
Wolverine is downstairs, but I can run and grab him if you decide you want to play him.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
That works. I told you that I could do that, and I didn't do it.
No worries.
That sounds good, though. All right, he's going to scheme against me for 2 plus attach this card to him, so he gets plus 8 health. So this is going to go to 9, and then this one will send it to 11. So we're going to remove 10, and I am going to lose a card. I'm not going to look at it. I'm just going to try to deduce what card has been taken.
Yep, and that's our first
we are
card,
1/5 to a loss. Yep.
Okay.
Now he's attacking you for 2.
I think for this, I will defend for 4. Now, do the Sentinels, they get a regular boost card, correct?
They do, yeah.
So it could always be 2+. Okay. Yep.
2 plus 1, so you block it all.
Yep. Okay.
And then we get cards. So I get 2. So we're going to get Relentless Robots. So if you have a Sentinel in front of you, you can't thwart this.
Okay, so we have to get rid of our Sentinels.
Yep, and it has a hazard icon. I got Mutant Detected. So the villain and each minion engaged with you attacks you. That is fine. I'm going to let them do that, even in Alter Ego. So 2 plus 2 is 4, plus 2 is 6, and I go to 18. Whoop-de-doo. Now I'm Hulk.
All right, and goodbye, Shadow of the Past.
That's right. And you get Warn the Others. This is going to be a little bit of a pain. So after your turn ends, you place this card face down under 0 tolerance. But if you exhaust an Alter Ego, then you discard it instead. That's probably going to be a priority.
Yeah. Okay.
Since that's a loss condition. So that's what's in front of you there.
Okay, cool. And then, we'll still plan. I'll flip down next turn, and then we can resolve that.
That sounds good. It is your turn now.
Okay, nice. All right. let me think. Couple different things we got going on here. Let me use again Host Spider to ready myself. I will. How's our threat going on here? Okay, so I can again thwart for 2.
Oh, you are exhausted, are you not?
Yeah, but I used my Host Spider to ready myself.
Okay, are you going to flip down and exhaust to get rid of this though?
Yes.
Okay,
yeah.
You have another way to ready.
Give me 1 second.
I don't know if you have an all systems go.
I do have an all systems go, and then I can use the Host Spider again.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think if I want to get out Wolverine.
Yeah.
Or we can just hold off and wait for him for later in the game, because I do have another rapid deployment, so I can do another total of 6 threat if we want, which probably seems more of a priority at this point.
I do think so. I think once we get rid of this stuff and we can control the main scheme, then it's not an issue. But I think initially.
Okay, so let's do that. We'll forego Wolverine for now. I'll just use this as a resource. So let me I'll do. Let me think about this because I need to hang on to this. Okay, so I will do that basic thwart for 2.
You also have Jubilee.
Okay. Yeah, since you've got the allies in front of you on the board, I may just need kind of reminders.
Yeah, I will. I totally
how
will.
we want to use them. Okay, so I am doing a basic thwart for 2. I'm going to spend.
Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out where we want to do that. Maybe here so that we can get through to that one.
Okay.
Okay.
Then I'm going to, I'll use my pilot to play all systems go, which will ready all 3 of my interfaces.
Ooh, I lost you for a second.
Oh, am I still here? So, Brent, can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? No?
I think I hear you now. It says my internet connection is unstable.
Oh,
but I think it's coming back because now you seem to be in real time. But I lost you for about 10 seconds. So go ahead. And repeat.
Gotcha. Okay. So anyway, I used the all systems go. I readied everything here. I'll use my Host Spider to get myself back up. And then I will use this one and this to do rapid deployment, which will be threat removal of 3+3.
All right, let's just clear this one so we don't have 2 extra cards and play in heroic.
Yep. Okay. Then I will flip down. And I will exhaust. So I guess it's Penny Parker that I'm exhausting, not my suit, to then get rid of that card that you had tucked.
Yeah, they are separate, right? But she says exhaust the suit. Got it. Okay. Actually, you could then use the suit though, right? Flip down and exhaust Penny Parker.
Well, I could.
You could get rid of your stunned, right?
Yes. So the other card that where it says you have to flip down to alter ego and exhaust to get rid of that card that you tucked. How is that worded? Do I need to
alter ego action, exhaust your identity? So I'm pretty sure that if you exhausted the spider suit to attack, got rid of stun, then flip down, Penny Parker now detaches and she can exhaust to get rid of this card.
You're right. You are right. Yeah. So yeah, before I flip down, exactly. I'll do the suit to get rid of the stunned. Oh, and by the way, I'm using these. I found these off of Etsy.
Oh yeah.
So for your different status things, they're kind of fun to play with. For anyone who's watching, you can just look them up on Etsy. So you got stunned, confused, and where's the other one? Tough, which is the big Hulk fist as well. So, anyway,
awesome.
Okay, so yeah, so I exhausted the suit to get rid of my stunned, then I flip down, and then I will exhaust Penny to get rid of that card that you had tucked.
You also have Richter, Cannonball, and Jubilee.
Nice. Okay.
My suggestion would be that Cannonball take out this Sentinel.
Okay. Yes. Yeah. Do that, because unfortunately their fine print from my camera angle
Yeah, no
is
doubt.
difficult. So yeah, I'm
You
going to
don't
kind of
have a
leave them
light.
under your control.
You don't have any resources left, right?
I do not. No.
So we'll just leave Jubilee and Richter. Richter
Yeah.
can deal damage and extra damage, so he's kind of good for popping toughs. So he's not bad to leave in front of you. They do count towards your ally limit, but she does not.
Okay, great.
All right, I did do my studio. I tend to do things off turn just to keep it a little snappier. And then I'm going to meditate again. And I'm going to use one of my Steel Fists. And I'm going to play an Avengers Mansion. I will then draw a card there, which is my Maid of Rage. And I need to play these two. So I need to make sure I save enough for that. Okay, so that's gone. Then I'm going to flip up, get a tough. I am going to see if I spend this and this. That's 2. I think I need to play these, right? Yeah, okay. So then I will play Heroic Intuition on myself. Oh, that's just going to be too much. I'm trying to get this helicarrier out, but I don't think it matters. With Titanium Muscles and the X-Jet. So Titanium Muscles generates resource for every tough status card you have. You still with me?
Yep, I'm here.
Okay. Making sure I didn't lose anything. Then with my helicarrier, I will do Limitless Stamina to ready. And I'm going to thwart for 1 + 1 is 2, 3, 4. So I thwart for 4 as a basic action.
Nice.
Abduction Protocols. I'm going to get Wolf's Bane. So she has piercing and attacks for 2. And then I am going to use Steel Fist or Maid of Rage and Great Responsibility to play Steel Fist. Discard my tough. Deal 5 damage. So he goes down to 34. And I'm going to stun and confuse the Sentinel.
Nice.
When I discard my tough status card, Iron Will lets me draw this card.
Nice. I love it that I'm playing aggression, you're playing justice, but I'm doing more thwarting and you're doing more damage.
No, yeah, it is good. So I'm going to tuck this card. I just try to make some space for cards. But yeah, look at all these resources we have on the table. And this I can share with you now, so I can give you card draw. So hopefully by sacrificing a little early on and essentially making you do some of the work that I should be doing, now we should be in a really good spot. But that's kind of building teamwork.
Yeah. Oh yeah, right? It's all good. It's all good.
Well, I won't be playing as many of these meditations.
Yeah. Well, I flipped down at the perfect time because I just drew Aunt May and Uncle Ben,
nice.
Which gives you an advantage when you're an alter ego.
Yeah.
So nice.
All right. Wolfsbane could remove that 1 threat, but with Stun and Confuse, I think we'll be okay. So, all right. Now we are adding 2 threat. This is looking good. And the Sentinel will, scheme against you, but is confused. Will attack me, but is stunned. So we just get cards. I did get you an extra one.
Oh, thank you.
Caught off guard is not fun, although I guess you could get rid of Yarnbjorn, right?
Yeah, that's the best play at this point because it says upgrade or support, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, boys. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I see Mark in the chat is saying liking Colossus more. Yeah, if anybody has questions about the interactions, I mean, right, it's that funny thing where so far it's just me with my eyes on it. Obviously played with Larry. We've seen Roy play on his channel. But there's not a lot of us, so some of my interactions could be incorrect. It's me trying to parse them all out. So if you have questions about what I'm doing, feel free to put them in the chat, and I can answer those. So, all right, this is an energy barrier. So we give this to a Sentinel minion, and they get +2 attack and tough, but there isn't one, so it surges.
Okay.
Into self-repair. So we discard all statuses from the villain, and then we give him a tough status and heal him 5. No, he undid my...
Yeah.
Steel Fist. All right, and then over here, I get a Sentinel Mark V, and I have to get targeted for elimination and attach it to myself. So target for elimination says, as long as you're engaged with a Sentinel minion, you cannot flip to alter ego.
Okay, what's the health on that minion? Is that 5?
5.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
All right, so we'll pass here. The first thing I'm going to do is have Wolfsbane clear this tough, since she has piercing, and deal 2 damage. I know you have Richter, but go that. Oh, I'm going to get rid of the Con of Heroes token because we can just pass Jubilee.
Sure.
I think I can back my cards up a little too. And I try to create these 3 rows for people. It's always so hard on camera. It's so much easier in person to just lay everything out, but there's that. All right. I don't have any tough status cards. That's the one negative of what I did here, but that's okay. So I will have Jubilee deal 2 damage here by spending a resource. She exhausts a lightning. She exhausts and deals 2 damage. So I'm going to do that with her, and maybe between Cannonball and whatnot here, we can finish that off. Then I will spend Bulletproof Protector. Ooh, what do I want to do here? I think Meditation might have run its course. So I'll play an Organic Steel to get that down. Where are my tokens? So this is when he pops a tough. He can exhaust this to put the tough back on. I'm going to save my Meditation actually and use my X-Jet. So can you clear? What would you rather clear threat or deal the damage to this minion?
I will be able to do both.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, I can get rid of that minion. Although I have a web trap which deals 5 damage. But then it stuns the enemy, and it might be better to use the web trap on the Sentinel.
Okay.
But I can do a piercing strike with a basic attack, and that will still get rid of the minion as well. Because if it only has 5 health, then
well, let me go ahead and give you a card draw, because the best thing you can do as a fellow player with an SPDR player is to get an Avengers Mansion down for them and give it to them every turn.
Yeah, I've got one in my deck, and I've got a helicarrier, but I'm obligated to give it to Steve every time it comes around.
So I guess I could get rid of this if we got rid of that. Yeah, I mean, I guess I'll just clear this threat since that's my job with Justice, and you can just worry about damage since that's your job.
Yeah.
And I think I'm going to flip down because I don't think this should pop. And I will shuffle back in, but I don't think I'm going to use my studio. I think I'll just shuffle back in and not lose any cards. So go ahead. It's all you.
Sweet. Okay. All right. I am going to, and I don't have any minions in front of me, correct? Brandt, I don't have any minions.
I'm looking. You have no minions in front of you.
Okay, good. Okay,
you do have Richter and Cannonball here.
Okay, good. All right. So then I'm just going to get rid of my Bring It to get out Aunt May and Uncle Ben. Use them, draw 3 cards. I get to keep any that are a spider card. Nice. Okay, so I got a Psychic Link and a Web Trap. Then, and you were letting me use your mansion. So let me draw another card. First Aid, so we can heal up Richter if we want. And then I'm going to use my suit and draw 2 more cards.
There you go.
Which is the Venom Ally and Fusillade, which is too bad that I already got rid of that Yarnborn for now. But okay, now I have lots of options. So that being said, let me flip up. And unfortunately, I don't have any of my what is that? All Systems Go cards, but I can still do plenty of good things here. So we want to get rid of that minion. And does it look like it only has 3 health remaining?
Has 3 health left.
Okay, great. Okay, so that will be, and Aunt May's already exhausted. So let me use this, and definitely want to do that. I definitely want to do that. I think that one to do a piercing strike, which basically will just deal 3 damage. So that should get rid of your minion.
Perfect.
Okay. Then I will use, let me see. If I do, because I could do that drop kick. So let's do 1, 2, and let me change things up because that will be 3 because they all have to be physical. So I'll use this for that previous turn. Okay, so then that's all 3 physical resources to do a drop kick, which will deal 4 damage to an enemy. And then that will also stun the enemy, and I get to draw a card. And there's my Hall of Heroes, which I probably won't be getting out at this point.
Yeah,
right.
it's kind of that weird mid game, right?
But then I'm going to use both of these to get out my Psychic Link, which will help with my threat removal. But I'm going to use the Psychic Link right now to do first aid. So we can heal up if we want Richter, since he's got the 2 damage on him.
Sure, sounds good.
Okay. And then however we want to best use those allies in play.
Yeah, they just deal damage. There's nothing else.
Nice. Okay, sweet.
So Cannonball deals 2, Richter deals 1, and then deals 1 to the villain, and everything engaged with you afterwards. So essentially 2 to the villain.
Sweet.
There you go. So down to 29. We want to remove this before we flip the Sentinel. This is +8 hit points.
Yeah.
So obviously, if we don't, then it's like +16, right?
Okay.
So we want to remove that. Other than that, we have pretty much full control. No threat, no minions. The Sentinel is stunned. Like,
yeah. But
we're in pretty darn good shape.
Yeah. Once we go to stage 2, then it becomes what? Steady or stalwart?
It does. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Just notice Rich's comment, big plays. Thank you. Yeah. For anyone who has hesitation on Spider Penny Parker's hero, the fact that she only has a hand size of 3, but with all of those interfaces, just giving her tons of resources, I never feel like she's limited in terms of what she can do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Brombe asked me, can we question why you put the suit on so early? Absolutely. You can question me all you want, but I think I am correct. So getting the suit on is helping me to be able to thwart more, which you're going to start to see because now I have a bulletproof protector, so I can ready myself. And for 4 hand size heroes, it turns them into 5 hand size heroes. So the hardest part to me with a 4 hand size hero is getting them to set themselves up. They want to have a lot of stuff on the board because they naturally already are powerful, whether it be health or damage or abilities, right? Because they've lessened their hand size to give them something else. So I find that getting the suit on early helps them to build. And that's what you're trying to do. Even though you're taking that extra encounter card, we've got to forget that Galaxy's Most Wanted punished us and Venom Goblin with surge encounter cards. 1 extra encounter card is not a big deal, especially in a multiplayer game. So the other best time to put the suit on is late game, when you just say, okay, I'm going for the kill. I'm going to pop this down. Now I can stay in hero form and just attack, control threat. It's really good. The bad time would be mid game, somewhere in the 3rd to 5th turn. It's not good to put the suit on because now you're getting the benefit, but you're not reaping all the rewards of it. So you're not getting the benefit, you're getting the negative. So that would be my answer. I'll defend it for a long time because I'm a big fan of the suit, but certainly it scares other people. But I felt pretty good when I played at Gen Con with Caleb and he played my Venom deck with the suit. And he's like, I got a message box. This thing is really fun. I felt pretty justified that Caleb enjoyed it too. So
yeah. I got spoiled. I didn't get to play with Caleb, but he was in the room when I was running against Sabretooth. And you get spoiled having the designer sitting, 5 feet away from you. Anytime we had a question, I'm like, well, why go to Facebook? We got Caleb right here.
And he's so nice.
Oh yeah. Yeah. He's awesome. He's awesome.
All right, here we go. So We add 2 threat. I am the first player, so he will scheme against me for 2, plus put this into play, engage with me. So 2 plus 2 is 4. So that thing's going to go to 6. Yikes. And then he is not attacking you. And then we will get cards, and I get an extra card. All right, so we attach the villain. So now he has piercing and range. That's bad against me. And +1. I really like that they did this, though. Like, piercing, and I'm going to be tough, and then I don't want to block with my allies because they'll go under here, so I really got to deal with it instead of just ignore it. He also gets retaliate and +1 scheme, so now he's a 3/3. All of these are triple, so triple lightning, triple mental, triple physical.
Hey, okay.
Your card is going to be a Mark II, so if Operation Zero Tolerance is in play, then it gains Surge.
Okay.
And you're going to get assaulted, so you're getting attacked for 3, mind you.
Okay. I will defend for 4.
Okay. 3 + 1, so that is a perfect defense. And I am passing Jubilee your way. You can spend a lightning resource, any type. It doesn't have to be printed lightning, so you can use your upgrades.
Nice.
Exhaust her, and she deals 2 damage to an enemy.
Okay. Okay, great. And am I reading correctly? There's 2 damage on, or 2 health on the minion that's in front of me?
Correct.
Okay.
Which
gotcha.
feels like you could just use Cannonball.
Yeah.
You could also kill mine over here, either way.
Yeah. All right. Well, fortunately, before I do anything, let me use my Aunt May and Uncle Ben. So I'll draw 2 cards. Unfortunately, neither one of them are spider cards, so they're going to go off to my discard pile. Okay. I can certainly use some of my upgrades, especially because 2 of them are wilds, to help get rid of the attachments on our villain. Remind me what we need to spend to get rid of those, because I feel like some of those might be a priority.
Yeah, triple anything. First, I'm going to have you draw a card with Avengers Mansion.
Okay, thank you.
With a 7-card hand size, I definitely don't need it.
Yeah, okay. All right, nice. Drew a skilled strike. Okay, so funny. So all of the cards I have in front of me are all physical. And then obviously, I have the 2 wilds and a mental. In terms of what we want to use to get rid of some of those attachments.
Yep, they're all 3s. So I guess for me, the piercing is the worst.
Okay. Yeah.
The +8 health actually feels like the one we could let sit, because when we get him down to 8 health, we could just remove it.
Perfect. Yeah.
So triple mental, triple punch. I am sitting on a genius. And a meditate, so I can probably actually get rid of that one myself if you want to do the punch one.
Yeah. Okay. Let me do that. So I will pitch. Let's just say all 3 of these physicals, to get rid of that the triple punch attachment.
Yeah. Thank you.
Okay. Then let me see. So that leaves me with. Well, okay. I could use my host spider to ready myself, and then I could attack or thwart. And I would then actually be able to thwart for 4. Or the other option is use all 3 of these to get out the helicarrier, which then we have, and then you can actually use the helicarrier on your turn. Or I can actually just hang on to the helicarrier and keep it in my hand. That actually might be the better play here. So let me do this. So I'm going to use my host spider to ready my suit.
Yeah, I will clear this threat.
Okay.
So if you want to flip down to heal, you could also do that.
Oh, I'm still at 12 health.
Okay.
Yeah, so that but let me get rid of my minion. So I'll do a basic attack of 2.
Okay.
Getting rid of the minion. And then if threat is not a problem, I will flip down.
You do, hold on, you could use, do you have a resource left? You don't, right?
I have 2 resources.
Okay. You could use a lightning Jubilee could deal 2 damage here, and then Cannonball could finish this off.
Perfect. Okay. Yep. I'll do that. I'm going to use then the interface pilot, which is a wild, as a lightning to do that. And then let Cannonball do what he does. And then I'll be flipping down.
Yeah, we'll just keep leaving Richter because the boss has retaliate.
Yeah. Yeah. Cool. All right. That should complete my turn.
Nice. They're working so well together.
Yeah. Yeah.
They play so nicely, you know, Eric?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. She can be an honorary X-Men. Definitely.
There you go. All right. We will put that tough out. And then I will use the triple resources to get rid of this AI. So now it's a 2/2 again. I will exhaust Colossus and thwart for 4. And Brombe, I saw what you were saying. Again, I don't disagree. People that don't want to play with the suit, more power to you. Like if you just want it for later or you don't, that's totally fine with me. I enjoy the suit, so I will use it.
And to add on to that comment, I would say a lot of it might depend on which villain you're playing against, because I feel that some encounter decks, those encounter cards that you're getting are more painful than other villains. And yeah, you may want to limit how many extra encounter cards you get.
For sure. That's a great point. All right, I'm going to use Bulletproof Protector, and I am going to get rid of my tough, and then I'm going to put 2 toughs on. Sorry, there's a lot here. I think so. And I'll put another tough on. I draw a card, so I'm going to go through my deck, so I'll get another encounter card. I got Professor X now. All right, then I will use Justice Served to play Deaf Focus. And I'm going to use the X-Jet and my Titanium Muscles for 3 resources to play Shadowcat, who will clear the threat off the main scheme. She bypasses Guard and Patrol and Crisis. And then I'm going to make everybody panic. I'm going to use Deaf Focus and Professor X to play my other Organic Steel. And I didn't play Professor X. But I didn't have to hold cards there, so I'd rather not hold cards.
Yeah. How many of Colossus's cards are
too.
Yeah. How many of Colossus's cards are superpower?
Yeah, everything but the studio.
Wow.
And there's free cards, which are superpowers, I believe, but you can't use Deaf Focus. So in the 10 range, I want to say.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. So he's like,
yeah, both of them. Shadowcat's the same. Most of her cards are superpowers, so they're just built for it.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah, I think that's my thing with a lot of the stuff that I like to play, like something like the suit, is when I sit down at a table, I'm going to play it. You know what I mean? But I'm not going to force people to put it. Although I always like to be an encourager, like try this out, try this deck, try this style, try doing this, try doing speed runs, do different things, like expand the game beyond the pool of cards, the half of the cards that you normally use. But if people don't want to, like, more power to them.
Yeah.
Play what you dig. I'm not there to worry about it at the end of the day. All right. Rad and 2 threat. Got to draw up. See, so here's where this deck runs into a little bit of an issue. Now I have meditation and a bunch of cards I can't play and all these resources.
Yeah. I didn't put a single double resource in my deck.
But I could at least remove that. Gotcha. No double resources, right? Because you have them in front of you.
Yeah, you have them. And so, and with such a small hand size, the double resources almost just clog up your deck, which is odd thinking, but they kind of do.
Oh, no problem, Brombe. Joking is also acceptable. All right. Maybe it's one of those things I get more fired up about than I think I am. All right. I want to make a video. I want to make something about 4 and 5 cost cards. Like, when do you use them? How do you play them? So I actually asked Steve if I could put on his channel because this channel, I like to be a little bit more broad, even though it's a lot of live plays of this. So, all right, anyway, so that's going to go to 6. There's no minions. Then he's going to attack me. I have a tough status card. 2 + 2 is 4. I will lose the tough. Trigger Iron Will, draw a power in all of us. Look at that. It's all resources.
Even more. Yeah.
All right. 1, 2, 3. So we're playing heroic now.
Well, did you have him scheme? Because I'm down.
I did. Yep. He added 4.
Okay. I missed that. Okay. Sorry.
I know. I do go quick. You can flip to alter ego and exhaust, or you can discard an interface.
I will exhaust.
Yeah, that's not too bad on her.
Yeah. Considering I'm already down.
And it doesn't even exhaust the suit, right?
Yep, exactly.
All right, this one's a little bit of a mess. This is where Wolverine is nice. So the Mark III comes in with a toughness, and then we go get the +2 energy barrier upgrade, which gives toughness. So it's a little bit of a weird interaction there. I guess they went easy on us. So it's only 3 health with a tough, but it deals 5 damage.
Wow. Okay.
Oh, that gauntlet beam is back. Well, I can get rid of that. And there's the last abduction protocols, which I was going to go get with my one way or another. All right. Jubilee's passing over here to me. Yes, I got a lot. That's
a lot of resources.
I'm going to make this work, though. So we're going to have Wolfsbane take off the tough over here and deal 2 damage. So there's 1 left. You could probably use Cannonball for that.
Cool.
I am going to thwart here for 4. Bring this down to 2. And then I'm going to use Shadowcat. Ooh. Do I have something else that could clear? Because Shadowcat can go through. I could let you clear that. I don't think that's very helpful. Don't have an easy way to ready myself. Nope, that's right. Shadowcat will just remove it. I wanted to use her fancy ability, but all right. So now we got Boom Boom. And I am going to spend my plethora of resources here. I'm going to spend my triple physical to get rid of this gauntlet beam.
Nice.
And I'm going to spend my triple lightnings with the power in all of us to get rid of this and lower his health by 8. So he goes down to 19 health.
Sweet.
Always something to be used for. All right. Then I'm going to give you a card draw.
Okay.
I wish I had a way to ready. Maybe my smartest thing is to just stay up because my hand size is pretty big. It is. So Boom Boom will attack here, deal a damage, and put a boom counter there. Which will deal 2 damage at the end of the phase. I feel like it's more thematic than necessary.
Yeah, yeah.
And then you can just kill that, right? So Jubilee, I'm going to use the X-Jet for a wild resource and have Jubilee deal 2 damage here. I'm done.
Awesome. Awesome, awesome. All right. Well, while I'm down, let me, I'll use, use my suit to draw 2 more cards. There's the web trap. Oh, wow. There's my fluid compressor. So there's my last interface. Might as well use Aunt May and Uncle Ben. Draw 3 more cards. There's my endurance. There's a combat training and a brute force. So unfortunately, I don't get to keep any of those. So those all go back. And then you gave me a card draw, which I already took. And I pulled a lion weight on that one. Okay. So I think that's everything that I can do while I'm down. So let me flip up. All right, let me look at the board and see what we've got going on. So that minion in front of me just has 1 more health remaining. Is that correct?
Yeah, I'll just help you out. Cannonball will just take it out.
Perfect.
Because Cannonball takes no consequential, so it's just a no-brainer, right?
Perfect. Yep. Awesome. Okay. So now we just have threat and the villain to worry about. Okay, and there's 6 on the main. Okay, so I can do lots of fun things here. And I think it might be finally time to get that helicarrier out. And I can probably do that. That's going to deal 5 damage. That's 2. I almost feel like we may not necessarily even need the combat training at this point. But all
Yeah,
right.
I actually feel like I'd go combat training and not helicarrier.
Okay. Yeah, I can definitely do that, and it'll save me a resource.
Like I
if
feel like I can
anything.
pass you a resource. I don't
Yeah.
know. I mean, you have a lot of resources. It's really cards.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
All
if
right.
it feels like at this point we're going to get a sentinel or 2, we're going to kill them, and then we're just going to put damage on the boss and
Yeah.
go. You
Okay.
know.
Okay. Cool. All right. Well, I'll use the helicarrier. How are our allies doing? Do we need to heal them up? Because I have another first aid, so I can heal up.
Shadow Cat or Cannonball would be the best bet.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. So I'll pitch the helicarrier to do a first aid. Whoever you feel would be more beneficial. Either Shadow Cat or,
Shadow
or
Cat's a
Cannonball.
2/2. So
Nice. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Do you have their team up card in your deck? Shadow Cat and
know,
Colossus' team up?
I didn't put it in, and I should have.
Yeah.
It wasn't necessarily a purposeful omission. I was just trying to keep the deck at 40 cards.
Yeah,
but enough. I should have gone to 41 and thrown it in.
Yeah. Okay. I definitely want to get out my fluid compressor. So let's use my alloy for that. And I'm actually going to do the lion weight to get out my compressor, which now also then gives me another resource. So check this out. I'm going to use the compressor and my suit to punch for 4, and then I have a skilled strike will give me an extra 2. So I'm going to punch for 6.
There you go.
And then
down to 10.
Yep. And I will. Do we want to get out the combat training, or do I want to punch for 5 more and stun the enemy?
That sounds great. 5 more and stun the enemy is way better.
Yeah, so I'll do that. Okay, so I'll use my psychic link. I'm going to burn combat training to do a web trap. So that's 5 more damage, and it stuns the enemy.
There you go.
Nice. All right.
Yeah, it's just reading, right? We're close to flipping the villain, and
yeah,
generally, if I can flip and kill, that's obviously a goal. The more players you add, the trickier that's to do. But I'm still looking at 2 turns. So at that point, I'm thinking combat training is going to deal like maybe 3 damage. Now, because you can ready, you could argue it's 6 damage and could be slightly better. But hey, if you're going to add a stun to it.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
It's really nice. Yeah, so people are commenting on these. So I do think that these allies could be a reason that some people won't enjoy this scenario, because they'll say like, oh, it's too easy. I play one way or another. I grab them, I get the allies, and I just win the game because they're so good. I concur, like that's going to be a thing, but it's fun. You're asking me which scenario is the most fun? This one is the one I find the most fun. Which one is the most challenging scenario? I think Sabretooth and Magneto kind of take the cake there. So
Sabretooth I found, because I did get to play it at Gen Con. It is certainly trickier, with the Senator Kelly in play. But I think once you wrap your head around it, it's a fun encounter, and you learn, because Sabretooth keeps healing like Wolverine. You don't want to do little pot shots on him. There's no point in hitting him for 1 or for 2, because he's just going to heal that right up. So you kind of control the board, get yourself built up, and then just hit him hard.
It was interesting. I was playing with Descry, and he was Scarlet Witch, and we were fighting Sabretooth. And what he was doing was like global logistics justice, to look at the top of the deck and then like set up like, okay, I'm going to take these cards for Scarlet Witch, and then these will be the cards to heal. It was actually really clever. So we were like, at late game, we weren't letting Sabretooth heal at all. We were putting 0s and 1s in those slots.
Nice.
So it's just, you can do neat stuff like that too, to kind of control it. So.
Yep. Brandt,
Brombe, I do know that I missed the tough. I figured I would just deal with it since I missed it, but I can grab 2 toughs this next time. So, but thank you. I did realize I did it, and I decided, well, I forgot, and it'll be fine. So,
Brandt, I just decked out.
Uh-oh. Well, now we're dead.
But I have my
Well, that's the other
mansion.
thing, actually. So we've been getting +1. So now we played a heroic turn. We're playing another heroic turn. After this, the encounter deck is going to get, and it's going to shuffle through, which means it won't be as potent. We know we get stuff. So it's probably, we're probably getting close to victory here.
Yeah.
What were you about to say? I felt like I cut you off.
Oh, no, nothing. Well, I have my mansion in my hand, and almost at this point, it's doesn't really even pay to get it in.
Yeah, I really like, even in 3 players, you give the other 2 people mansions and then you pass them over to SPDR. Man, like, because if you have a low hand size, that's the thing the designers are saying, like, we limited this character based on this. So if you unlimit that, right, it's so good. Find those places you can unlimit the character. Yeah, not that card draw is unlimited, but you get my point.
Yeah, I do a lot of solo play, so I'm always used to putting in the helicarriers and the mansion into a spider deck because she needs it. But otherwise, yeah, in multiplayer, it almost clogs up your deck. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Here we go. He is stunned against me. He's attacking you. If you want, I can block.
If you want to, otherwise I can always defend for 4.
Good. So I will block for 3. I'll lose my tough. I mean, I guess I'm going to get 2 cards. If you can block for 4, it's not that big a deal.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Yeah. All right. Because it's really easy for you to block and then just ready yourself.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
All right. So +0. So you're taking nothing.
Okay.
1, 2, 3. I'm going to get mutants detected. So sure enough, he attacks me. So no worries there. So +2 goes through the deck. So he will accelerate. Yeah, it is interesting because eventually you'll get to a spot where you won't be able, like, this doesn't give you unlimited time. It also doesn't give you such limited time that it's a pain in the butt. But this will work that. All right, I'm going to lose a tough. I'm going to trigger both organic steels to get 2 toughs back, mainly because I want to use my titanium muscles to play Nick Fury next turn. I'm going to draw a card for Iron Will. There's my limitless stamina. That's interesting. And then I will get a Sentinel Mark II who will gain Surge, who will get an energy barrier, get a tough. You are going to get an advance. Oh, that's not good. So 2 + 2 is 4. So this is going to shoot down to 2. And I'm going to put a card underneath there. So we're now at 2 fists loss condition.
Okay.
And you are now targeted for elimination. So you can only flip if you don't have a Sentinel minion. It is your turn. Go ahead and take a card draw.
Okay, thank you. I will do that. Oh, there's Venom. We can definitely bring out Venom on this turn. And look at that. I will completely pay for Venom using all of my resources. So Venom will have an attack or thwart value of 5. Yeah, that's just kind of wild. But first, let me use Aunt May and Uncle Ben. Let's look at the first 2 cards that I have here. I get to keep rapid deployment, lose combat training. Okay, so let's do that. Let's spend all 4 of these to bring out Venom. And
Eric, you keep talking. I just got to take a quick break.
Fair enough.
I will be back in 60 seconds.
Okay.
Go ahead. You can keep doing your turn now.
All right. So yeah. So for those following along, brought out Venom. And since I used all 4 of my interfaces to pay for Venom, so Venom now has thwart or attack of 5. And I have an all systems go here in my hand. So I'm going to pitch this mean swing since I don't have a weapon in play, which then gets to ready all of those interfaces. So I have all my resources back, which I can almost use them to bring out my mansion. Although, again, I don't think it really necessarily pays at this point. But I'm using my host spider to ready my suit. 3 threats. I'll wait till Brandt comes in because I think everything else I'm going to do now will affect the table.
I am on my way back. All right, so you played the Venom Ally. You can hear me, right?
Yes, yeah, I can hear you. Yeah, I put out Venom Ally with basically has a +4 for whatever Venom does, and I think we don't have much threat right now. How much health is on that minion with the tough?
So the minion has 2. I actually think you have a great line. So this Sentinel has 5. So I think
Yep.
Venom could flip the Sentinel.
Yes.
And then
Okay.
you've got Richter and Cannonball. So I think you could like clear all these toughs and everything. Like you've got a great turn.
Perfect. Okay, so let's do that. Let's use Venom to punch for 5 to flip our Sentinel.
Awesome. Yep.
So
it
now,
looks like the Sentinel was supposed to take 2 last turn. I might have forgot that with the boom boom counter.
Oh, right.
But either way, we'll flip him here. So he's going to go to 36 health and a tough status card.
Okay.
We get an abduction protocol, but I think we cleared them all already. So I believe deal each other player a face down encounter card.
Okay. Gotcha. All right. Let's use our allies in play now to get rid of the tough and get rid of the ally itself.
Cool. So Richter is going to attack here, deal a damage, then deals a damage to the boss.
Nice. Get rid of that tough.
And everything in front of you. And then Cannonball can just kill this, right?
Perfect.
So well done.
Okay.
Great turn.
Nice. Yeah. I'm not going to bring out my mansion.
I sounds good.
It really doesn't pay at this point. But let's do this. How much threat do we have in play? Is it only 2? Is that all I'm counting?
Yeah. I mean, I got Shadowcat that can just clear that up. So I say go to damage down.
Okay, so I won't even use my rapid deployment. Okay, so I used my host spider already to ready my suit. So let's punch for 4.
Yeah, 32.
Yep. And then, unfortunately, again, because of her small hand size, I really don't have much else. Since Shadowcat's going to take care of that, you know what? Why not? Let's use 1, 2, 3. I'll pitch the rapid deployment, bring out my mansion, and then you can use it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I will take it.
Yes.
All right, and I assume you'll just stay in hero form at this point.
Oh yeah. I'm still at 12 health. I think all game I've only taken 2 damage.
There you go. All right, I will clear this with actually. I don't think I have enough damage to end it, but let's see how close I get. But I'll probably clear the threat with Shadowcat. So I'm going to have Boom Boom do this, and then Brombe is going to remind me to deal the damage this time with the Boom Boom counter.
Thank you.
Because I forgot. Then I will Titanium Muscles and X-Jet for 3 resources. And I will get rid of this Armor Up. Actually, this Meditation, I think. And play Nick Fury. Man, I want to draw cards, but I could argue myself into just dealing 4 damage.
Yeah.
But cards are always good. Maybe we'll draw a Steel Fist. Made of Rage.
So to Brombe's comment earlier about Spider's kit, you know, I find her kit is so good, it doesn't matter what aspect you play her in, because really you're relying on her kit to do almost everything that she does. And it's, you know, I'm playing aggression right now, and that's just almost like it's icing on the cake at this point, because everything that she's doing is coming from her kit.
Everybody was way ahead of me because I said, don't worry about your mansion. And everybody's like, no, play the mansion. You don't have resources to do anything. So good job, everybody. You were totally on that. And I was off of that. So that is what's fun about playing live is people often know better than you. I'm not paying enough. All right. I'm going to do Made of Rage, which is I discard a tough status card. I get +6 attack and overkill. So currently I'm 2, 3, 4 attack, +6 is 10. So that'll bring him down to 21. And I draw a card for Iron Will for getting rid of that. Then I will use my Helicarrier for limitless stamina to ready myself. I will attack again. I don't get the +6, but I still attack for 4 to bring him to 17. I will then, this is what I wanted to do with threat removal, but I'll use my limitless stamina to ready again and attack for 4. So he goes to 13.
Nice.
And then I have a beat cop, so I will play it and clear a threat, and I'll let them deal 4 damage and bring this down to 19 or 9.
Wow.
So we've got this win, barring chaos.
Yeah. When we flipped the Sentinel, how much health did it come in at?
18 per player.
Okay, so 36, and it was tough. And yeah, nice.
Yeah, no, it was great. You were able to pop the tough with Richter, and then we just went to town.
Oh, sweet. I just got another all systems go.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you got
that's like my
awesome
favorite
turn.
card in her deck. When you see that,
Oh,
it's just like it's money.
It's like all systems go.
Yes, no doubt.
That poor Artemis rocket cannot get off the ground. Do you see now it can't go because of the hurricane?
Oh, okay.
NASA's trying to launch this rocket, and it's like failed twice, and then the third attempt there's a hurricane coming, so they can't launch it.
Yeah. No, a little Mother Nature, you plan for a picnic and it says, no, I don't think so.
That is true. All right. We are adding 3 threat to the main scheme, which I think I can, when any amount of threat would be placed on a scheme. So I'm going to do my great responsibility just so that maybe people can figure out if it actually works. So 3 threat is being placed on the main scheme. I will hero interrupt. I will take 3 damage instead, lose my tough status card, double organic steel to get 2 status cards back, draw 2 cards for Iron Will.
I can't wait to start playing as Colossus. He just seems so good.
Yeah, I'm enjoying Justice more than I anticipated. I felt like it was going to be a little limited,
Yeah.
2 damage from the boom counter.
Yep.
Yes, thank you, Brown Bay. Excellent. Well done. All right, I did forget. Sure enough. All right. So where's the attack first? He attacks you first. Hey, I got this.
Okay.
I will block. He's going to deal 3 + 1 is 4. I'll lose a tough, draw a card. Now he's going to attack me. For 3 + 3, I lose a tough, draw a card. Oops, that does give me an extra encounter card.
So I always get this wrong. If you block with a tough, you still have to exhaust your identity if you're blocking for someone else?
Correct.
Okay. All right. Yeah, because I know you always have to, your allies, if they're tough, you have to exhaust them if they're getting rid of the tough. But I didn't realize heroes have to exhaust as well if you're blocking for someone else.
Yep, you do. All right, we got 5 encounter cards, so he's got a shot of doing something to us.
Yeah,
we're all right. Here's a guard patrol.
Okay.
Here's a warn the others. At the end of your turn, it's going to go under there. That doesn't matter.
Okay.
He's going to get retaliate. That's a pain.
All right. Well, we can get rid of that.
Self repair. He's going to heal for 5 and gain a tough. And finally, Shadow of the Past. So mine is Juggernaut, who comes in with a tough. He's stalwart and attacks for 4. And then I'm going to put this into play, which is actually really funny. It removes all tough status cards from friendly characters.
Oh.
And places 2 threat for each one discarded. Boom! I got rid of them. So
yep. Yeah,
I only have 4 threat on that.
Yeah, good timing on that.
All right, this passes to me. I'm gonna Nick's gone. I'm gonna try to clear the way here.
So unfortunately, I'm not going first. I have a brute force in my hand, which would give me piercing. So I can obviously easily get rid of one of those toughs if you want to leave them for me.
Yeah, you got it.
Yeah.
I'm going to do my limitless stamina to ready. And then I am going to punch out your Sentinel to open the way for you there. And then I will get rid of the Retaliate with Genius and the X-Jet. And I'm going to assume you have the 12 damage?
Probably close to it.
And then some?
Yeah.
All right.
Especially with that all systems go. That's and Venom. I might. We'll see how it adds up.
Yeah, I mean, I've got Boom Boom here. I could get rid of this, but let's see what damage you can do.
Yeah.
Even still, I got a beat cop, so we'll leave Juggernaut there just staring at us. Go ahead.
Cool. All right. Let me use my mansion. I'm going to draw a card.
And you drew one from mine, right?
Oh, nope. So let me do that. One for yours as well. Then Ant-Man, Uncle Ben. I'm going to look at the top 2 cards of my deck. I get to keep the web trap to lose the piercing strike. Oh, yeah, I easily got this. Okay. So let's first get rid of the no, actually, maybe I'll get rid of own technique to bring out the brute force. So that gives me +1 attack with piercing. But before I do that, let's use this and that resource to get out my combat training. So I now have another +1. So now I can punch for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and it's piercing.
Beautiful. Down to 6.
Okay, so then brute force goes away. And I'm exhausted, but no, I'm not, because my host spider will ready you right back up. Then let's use my psychic link to play all systems go. That readies up all of her resources. Okay. And then my suit should have been exhausted, right? May have had that one wrong, but anyway. Oh no, because I used the host spider. That's right, to ready it before I had done that. So I'm already readied. Okay, so I will punch for another 5 with my
nice, down to 1.
Yep, and we'll let Venom have the last shot. So he'll put the Sentinel into what, -4.
Yeah. Boom.
Nice.
And actually, right before that, you could have Richter pop this tough, and then I will double Steel Fist just so we can clear Juggernaut.
Yep. Well, also, and I have a web trap as well, so I can use both of those, and that deals 5 damage to an enemy.
We got it.
So yeah.
Nice.
Awesome.
Very nice. Well done.
Very nice. Yeah.
No, that deck was great. First aid was such a good call to put in here to heal up those allies and keep these ones on the table. Yeah, I don't think the scenario is super challenging. You can kind of race against this clock if you get unlucky, which if you watch the stream that Larry and I did, we struggled to build a little bit and get things under control, and this got out of control at the end, and we survived by the skin of our teeth. But it's just fun to me. It just feels very thematic. I guess it reminds me of the 90s cartoon so much.
Yeah, very, very
That's
much
probably
so.
part of it.
Yeah.
Nice.
And I don't know. I am so loving I call her Spider, but as SPDR, right now, and just, and then we were talking about her earlier with, Brombe and just everything that she can do. She just feels OP to me. And when I do 2-handed solo games of her with Ironheart, it's just like a walk in the park. Practically.
Oh yeah. Those two especially. The 2 cards that got buried underneath were a Steel Fist and a Beat Cop, which really didn't end up being a big deal because I have 3 copies of each in my deck. So yeah, that was the other thing. I had so many 3-cost cards, and I got Nick Fury and the symbiote suit, and I got my upgrades out really fast. But the other option would have been to get Beat Cops and just kind of control threat permanently throughout the rest of the game. So I always like giving myself 2 avenues in a deck.
Mm-hmm.
Like, okay, I've got this avenue and that avenue, and if one of the 2 comes together, it will go well, as opposed to like, I'm relying on this combo, like building up Yondu is awesome, but maybe building up Yondu and Iron Man is kind of a way to give you two options, you know what I mean? That you could get there, kind of idea. So what did you think of this scenario?
Definitely fun. It's hard just with our setup here because obviously I don't have any of the cards here in front of me, but it certainly seems like a lot of fun. And that's one thing that I'm loving that they're doing with all of these villains. It's just not only are they thematic to the villain, they're changing up, the state of the game, where you really have to be careful with the Sentinels and your allies. You can't use them as chump blockers, and stuff like that. So definitely a lot of fun, and looking forward to playing it hopefully this Friday.
Yeah, for sure. I know now it's only 5 days away, so that's super exciting as well. But yeah, no, I think it's really neat, and I love getting Jubilee, even just having that ability where you can spend an extra lightning resource, so you can kind of plan your hand around, can I have one extra resource, or we're going to have to use her for that, but then giving her health so she's not just stuck to that, so she could thwart for one when you just need that one extra somewhere is really neat. But any of these scenarios where they kind of give you bonuses, they're going to feel a little bit easier, but it's fun to me.
Yeah.
I like getting all the little bonuses. I like the ones that do all that kind of stuff. So
yeah. And nice. I almost felt with these two heroes being as strong as they were, playing standard mode was almost too easy. It never felt like we were under that much threat, I would feel like we would definitely need to ramp it up to expert.
Yeah, no, it was there, and I realized that too. But I always just figure for a first enter scenario, plus through the internet, we've obviously played together before on here, but it's been a little while that we've done this, so I just kept it on standard and kind of gives us a nice time frame for playing and everything too. So
it was awesome. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, no problem. I'm excited for everybody to be able to play it, this week. It'll be great, and then see what their impressions are, because it's always funny when you give your own feedback, but then it's like that's not going to be everybody's what everybody's looking for and how they're going to do that. And I was happy with Colossus here in Justice. I thought the idea worked pretty well. I really like that idea of great responsibility with a hero that can be tough a lot. That was fun. I never got the beat cops going. But I realized, like, what does he have that other people don't have? And so then I was like, oh, he could ready. So what if I use meditation and I use cards that ready him? So between the 3 limitless staminas and his 2 bulletproof protectors and Professor X, he's got 6 readies in his deck.
Yeah.
And I put a Justice Served in too. So if I wanted to thwart, I could then ready him. And I was like, all right, I'm going to build it around 7 cards that can ready him and see what happens. And it held up pretty well here.
Definitely. Yeah. I'm excited to play as him. And it's just, it's interesting because initially, he wasn't my first kind of go-to as who I would have put in the first box. But it makes sense. And because obviously, you want your more popular heroes to be their standalone hero packs like Wolverine, hopefully Deadpool one day. I'm still rooting for Nightcrawler. But how they've integrated, his steel armor into all those tough cards and how he uses them. I think he seems to be a really fun and interesting hero.
Yeah, I do think aggression, protection are still a tough, like, pre-con matchup, because there's plenty to control threat and control other things in other aspects, but those two, if they don't put some natural things in the hero kits, it's a little tough. So I do think people with the precons are going to struggle a little bit through the standard campaign. But I don't think it'll be what we had with Rocket and Groot through Galaxy's Most Wanted, which was their precons were particularly focused around their abilities, but not what the campaign needed. And the campaign was particularly speedy with 2 of the slower building heroes in the game. These heroes don't build so slow. They have a lot of events, so it helps them to be able to do what they're trying to do. I find Colossus gets his cards out. It's not an issue to pay 2, and when their superpower is not a big deal. So that's true. You'll have Cyclops and Phoenix, so a lot of people will be playing probably. It's a great point. I didn't even think of that. Most people are not going to have the experience I did, where they're trying to use aggression and protection precons, and they're mixing in leadership and justice, however they do it. Awesome.
Definitely. Yeah.
Well,
this
thanks,
was
Eric.
fun. Yeah.
A lot of people here. There's 20-something people watching us. So
Oh
they got
wow.
lots
Yeah,
of
I'm looking through the
fun
comments. Yeah,
So
nice.
this was really fun to do
Yeah,
on a
yeah.
Sunday night. I'm gonna go watch. I'm gonna have some dinner, and then I'm gonna watch Aaron Judge try to hit his 61st home run because I'm a huge Yankees fan.
There you go. Awesome. That sounds
Living very
fun.
close, and we're gonna meet up in 2 months, month and a half in New York
Yeah.
City.
Yeah, yeah.
And I'm very excited for that.
I'm taking a quick trip, and I think Dean, we're going to try to get in a game, and hopefully Wolverine will be out at that point. That should be fun. But yeah, thanks to everyone who joined us, this Sunday afternoon for the game. I'm not on YouTube like everyone else. I do have an Instagram channel. If
There you
anyone
go.
wants to follow that. I didn't get into board gaming until my mid 40s, so my Instagram channel is called Late to the Board Game.
There you go. That's great.
That's where you can find me, Late to the Board Game on Instagram. And I just share my love for gaming, and I do a lot of Marvel Champions content on that as well.
Awesome. Nice. Cool. That's cool. Yeah, that's cool. That's another platform to, have people on, which is great. Because this game is, people play it and they're kind of like, it's okay, or that's something you got to get into. But there's a lot of people that play it and they really enjoy the game. Like it's a solid game. Whether it's the Marvel theme or not, that draws you in. So it's really cool.
Yeah. Because I'm of the mindset. I love the higher end strategy games. Something like Scythe, Terraforming Mars. Shem Phillips's different games. Raiders of the North Sea, or just some of my favorites. And once I started playing Marvel Champions, and I mentioned to a friend, I'm thinking this might have become my favorite game. And someone said, Eric, if you've played this game 300 times, in about 2 years, I would say it's probably your favorite game.
It's so true. I don't know what the hesitation is. I guess it's just that there's so many fun games, and it's like, this is the easiest one to pick up, but does that make it my favorite? It took me a while with like Codenames and Mysterium, because those are kind of like our party games of choice, to realize like we're playing these, obviously a little bit before COVID, like every other week with people. Like these are favorite games of mine, but it feels like you want some big, heavy game. You know what I mean? That's that way. And as much stuff as there is for this game, it doesn't always feel that way. So
yeah. And it's amazing that just with a couple of cards, just how much there's a whole story going on, and it's more dramatic than watching some television show these days, and the highs and the lows. And I'm hooked.
Well, as soon as they put this Race for the Galaxy mechanism where you discard other cards to play cards, that is the game changer for me versus the other LCGs. Yeah. It's just so fun. And then knowing you can go through your deck. So like, I'm not saying no to this card. I'm saying no for now.
Yeah.
And exactly. I love that versus the other two LCGs, which are also great in their own right. So we'll see. Brombay's asking when we'll start our expert campaign. I don't know. I assume Brian and Steve and I are going to play it, but we actually talked about not doing the expert campaign and just playing all the expert standalone villains, because that's actually our preferred play style, and that doesn't lock us into heroes. So I think if we did the campaign, we may actually cheat the campaign and swap out heroes. But my guess is we probably won't do the expert campaign, or at least we won't do it immediately, and we will probably just play versus the villains on expert. It's going to be our starting spot, because we really enjoy that. And then just being able to be like, oh, now you be Cyclops and I'll be Jean Grey, and you be like, where we can switch them all,
Yeah.
So
that
might be our plan.
Makes sense. Yeah. And hey, if you're looking for a fourth, and we'll get all four X-Men heroes out, I'm more than happy to join you guys.
That's actually a great idea. We should rotate through and have all four X-Men, but rotate through who's playing. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That'd be fun. I'd definitely be up for that.
All right.
Cool.
Sounds good. Thanks, everybody. Happy Sunday. Go Aaron Judge. Thanks, Eric, for playing with me. It is Late to the Board Game. Is that correct?
Yes. Yeah. Late to the Board Game on Instagram.
So check out Eric there on Instagram. Thanks, everybody. Until next time, the Brandt, and I hope you step into the portal.
Awesome.
Have a good Sunday.
Take care, everyone.